The Methodist Children's Home is getting ready to host its annual fundraising dinner, and you're invited to a special treat this year. Joining us is Diane Gilliam, the Chief Development Officer of the Methodist Home. Thanks so much for being here and talking to us in the studio today.
Thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about this upcoming event, Evening of Hope. Tell us, what it is and what people can look forward to this year.
Sure. Evening of Hope is an annual event that we hold each year. We've been doing this now for almost 15 years, and it's a very special evening that will take place on October the 2nd. We will have a guest speaker. His name is Jim Morris. In addition to listening to Jim, we also will have a wonderful meal that will be served to all of our attendees, and we'll also hear from an alumni of the Methodist Home, someone whose life has been impacted by the work of the Methodist Children's Home. So it's a very inspirational evening, and all of the funds that are raised as a result of our Evening of Hope go to support our overall mission and ministry of the Methodist Home. So it will support our work in residential care, it will support our work in our community foster care programs, as well as the work being done out of our community counseling center, which is our Lighthouse for Families Counseling. So it will support a variety of programs and services that we offer at the Methodist Home.
Yeah, talk a little bit about how this fundraiser has kind of grown over the years.
Well, I mentioned that we have been doing this now for almost 15 years, and every year we have been extremely blessed by the number of people that show up for this event. So that number has stayed high, and we anticipate that we'll have a great turnout again this year. We have had some amazing speakers come and speak to our attendees. We've had Mark Richt as a guest speaker in the past, Bobby Bowden, Alex Kendrick, Lisa Turkhurst, and this year, of course, we're going to have Jim Morris. And so I think what we're most proud of is that this event has seemed to stand the test of time. We've been doing this now for many years, and we continuously have a really great turnout for this event, and we're just super pleased that people who come to one event, one Evening of Hope, they want to come to the next one. So it's something that's become well known, and we have a lot of repeat attendees, so that makes us very proud.
Yeah, you've told us several times this year's guest speaker is Jim Morris.
Mm-hmm.
For people who might not know who he is, or what he might be speaking about, or what you're looking forward to him speaking about,
Mm-hmm.
talk to us a little bit about that.
Jim Morris is a former professional baseball player. He, I think, rose to stardom back in the early 2000s when there was a movie that was made about his life story and his love for baseball. That movie is The Rookie, and I think a lot of people know him because of that movie. But he played Major League Baseball back in 1999 and 2000, only for a couple of seasons. But he has a very inspirational story that he's going to be sharing with us on October the 2nd, and we're very excited to hear more about him, to learn more about him, and just to be inspired and encouraged by his story.
Yeah, what kind of opportunities will people have to actually interact with him if they do come out to this event?
For most attendees, there won't be an opportunity for interaction other than just sitting in the audience and listening. We do have some corporate sponsors who have stepped up to the plate and who are supporting this event in a big way. And so for those corporate sponsors, there will be a special reception that's held prior to the event, and those people will be able to go in and interact with Jim and get their photos taken and speak with him some.
Alrighty, well, if people want this to be their very first year that they come out and come to the event and show support, how can they go ahead and get tickets?
They need to give us a call. Just call our office and ask for Joanne Roberts, and she will be the person that could take their information as long as seats are available, and we still do have some available, but it will be on a first come first served basis, and she'll take their information and make sure to save them a seat.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much for joining us in studio this morning. We're going to pop up all of the information on your screen for you. This event is happening Thursday, October the 2nd. It's going to start at 6:30 over at the Methodist Home. Of course, it'll be held in the Rumford Center on the campus, which is located at 304 Pierce Avenue in Macon. To get your tickets, you can also visit themethodisthome.org. Now, of course, in our 8 o'clock hour, we'll learn a little bit more about the ways that you can support the Methodist Children's Home, including a special tax credit. We'll share the details. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. We are joined by Diane Gilliam, the Chief Development Officer of the Methodist Home, and we are glad that you are staying with us for our second segment. Now, in the 7 o'clock hour, we talked a little bit about you guys' upcoming fundraiser. But before we get there, go ahead and talk to us about the Children's Methodist Home and just the mission there.
The mission of the Methodist Home is trifold, and it's pretty simple. We exist to restore childhoods, to strengthen families, and to cultivate people. So with all of our various programs and services, that is our goal, that is our focus. And we've been around for over 150 years serving children in this community. What started in 1872 as an orphanage and a working farm has evolved into a very well-known and well-respected residential facility for children. And so we provide homes for kids in this area and throughout the state of Georgia, really. We have a campus here in Macon, which is our largest campus and our oldest campus. Like I said, it dates back to the 1800s. And then we have 4 other sites throughout the state. One is over near Columbus, Georgia. We have one in Americus, one in Valdosta, and one down in St. Mary's as well. So all of those sites provide round-the-clock care for children ages 8 and older. But we also have a lot of other programs and services. We have a community counseling center called Lighthouse for Families, and they support the mental health needs and counseling needs of people throughout Middle Georgia. We have our Hope Foster Care program, which is for people who want to open up their homes and serve as foster families in the community. We recruit, we train, and we support those families in any way that we possibly can. We also have a program known as Embrace, and that is a program geared at teaching teen mothers how to be a mother and helping them to get their education. So we have a lot of things happening. We have a lot of programs and services, but they're all geared at restoring childhoods, strengthening families, and cultivating people.
Yeah, and obviously it takes a lot to make those missions happen and to put these programs on, which is one reason you guys are holding this upcoming fundraiser. Talk to us a little bit about the annual fundraiser and why it's so necessary.
Evening of Hope is a fundraiser that we have every year in October, and it takes place on our campus right here in Macon. And the revenue that's generated as a result of that event goes to support our overall operations and our mission and our ministry to children and families in need. That money is raised through corporate sponsorships of this particular event, as well as for people who attend that evening. We encourage anyone who's going to be there to consider making a gift to support the work of the Methodist Home. So it's a super important event for us.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit about some of the other ways that people can support some of the children or just the missions in the program.
Well, financially, we're always grateful for anybody who can step up and make any type of a donation, from a $5 gift to a $5,000 gift. They're all certainly needed and appreciated. But we do have volunteer opportunities as well. We have a lot of people that support us by donating gifts in kind. We have a toiletry closet that we're always looking for people to do toiletry drives and bring in shampoos and soaps and all sorts of things that the boys and girls need on a daily basis. So there are a lot of different ways that you can choose to support. It really depends upon how each individual is looking to connect.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit next about the qualified foster child tax credit and what that is.
We are super excited about this tax credit opportunity, and basically for anybody who is paying Georgia taxes, which most of us are, you have an opportunity to redirect those tax dollars to the Methodist Home. The only caveat is, once you do that, our responsibility is to use those dollars to support our older foster youth, those teenagers who are getting closer and closer to exiting the foster care system. We have to use those dollars to support things like their education, post-secondary education, housing needs, mental health needs, food, clothing, all of those things that people need when they get out on their own. So it's a very simple process. You can apply through the Georgia Department of Revenue, or you can go to our website. We have a very simple form that you fill out, which allows us to apply to the Georgia Department of Revenue on your behalf. And then once you've been approved, all you have to do is send that donation in, and we take it from there.
Alrighty, anything else you'd like to share before we let you go?
Just that the support of our community is essential. We could not do what we do and serve the number of children and families that we serve if we didn't have people in our community stepping up and supporting us in a variety of ways. So we hope that if you don't know much about the Methodist Home, that you'll reach out to us. We are happy to bring you onto our campus, give you a tour, answer any questions you may have. Check out our website. It has a lot of great information on our website as well.
Well, thank you so much for joining us in studio, and thank you for all you do. We're going to
Thank
pop
you.
up that information for you. There's the website. Actually, if you want to find out a little bit more about that tax credit, you can go to their website, themethodisthome.org. If you're interested, though, in checking out their Evening of Hope, that's happening on Thursday, October the 2nd. It starts at 6:30. Of course, it's going to be on the campus at the Rumford Center, which is located at 304 Pierce Avenue.